Section 1. Direction. In this section, you will hear several text, statement and question that will not printed in your text. Choose for best possible answer A, B, C or D. Questions 1 to 5 refer to the following text. Concentration. Open your mind and understand what the speaker are saying. Let's look at the size of rain and how raindrops fall first. We'll need the sun when the sun shines on water on the Earth's surface. The heat of the sun warms the water, turning it into an invisible gas called water vapor. This process, the changing of water into a gas, is called evaporation because gases are lighter than liquids. Water vapor rises up into the sky, and the further you move up and away from the Earth's surface, the colder temperature gets. So in the sky, the water vapor cools and changes back into tiny water droplets. This change is called condensation, and it is the opposite of evaporation. Clouds are made up of tiny water droplets, so when condensation occurs in the sky, clouds form and grow. When water droplets bump into one another, they stick together and grow in size. They continue to grow until they are too heavy and fall as rain. They even grow as they bump into one another on their journey from the cloud to the ground, and every single raindrop that reaches the ground is made up of 1 million of the original tiny water droplets. Raindrops fall on the ground surface, or the sun can shine on them, and the whole process happens again. This is called the water cycle and keeps water moving from the ground to the sky, providing the water needed for plants, animals, and people to survive.
Question number 1. What does vapor mean? 2. What makes water turn into vapor? 3. Why does water vapor change into water droplets in the sky? 4. The process of changing from water vapor into water droplets is. 5. What will happen when condensation occurs in the sky?
Section 2. Direction. In this section, listen carefully to the monologue, then answer questions 6 to 15. All animals breathe just like humans. How they breathe, however, varies. Breathe by inhaling oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide as waste. Air flows in through the human's nose or mouth into the lungs, where oxygen is transported through the blood to the rest of the human body. Humans need air to breathe. So, what does that mean for animals that live in the water? Like humans, fish also need oxygen and emit carbon dioxide to survive. But using the lungs. These creatures that live in water use organs called gills. The gills are organs located on the sides of the fish's head. These gills have many small blood vessels called capillaries. When the fish opens, the water will flow over the gills. After that, the blood in the capillaries will pick up oxygen that is soluble in water. The blood then moves through the fish's body to provide oxygen throughout the body, just like in humans. All bony fish also have a bony plate called an operculum. This operculum is useful for opening and closing to protect the gills. Breathing underwater is difficult. The air we breathe has an oxygen concentration of 200,000 parts per million. Whereas water only has a concentration of 4 to 8 parts per million. This means fish need to flow a lot of water over their gills to get the amount of oxygen to survive. In addition, the gills are very useful for extracting the oxygen needed by fish. Breathing becomes more difficult as the oxygen concentration decreases. Low levels of oxygen concentration make it impossible for animals to survive. Although it can occur naturally, it can also be created by human activity. When pollution is high, such as waste dumped into the sea, this will cause algae blooms which then die and decompose. Furthermore, it will cause the zone to have a low oxygen concentration level of oxygen. Fish need clean water to breathe. Similarly, humans need clean air to breathe. Humans can help these gilled creatures to thrive by keeping their habitat free of pollutants.
Question number 6. What is the text about? 7. Does fish breathe using an organ called? 8. Where is the organ located? 9. What is meant by breathing? 10. What is released when humans exhale? 11. How do humans breathe? 12. How can humans help fish to stay alive in their habitat? 13. Write down one example of passive voice from the text. 14. Identify one simple present tense from the text. 15. Identify at least 2 conjunctions from the text. This is the end of the test.